You've heard me say it over and over and over again that you must be profoundly proficient in technology to be truly hireable in today's law firm. My next guest is Douglas Lusk, who is the founder of the National Society for Legal Technology. He's also the co-author of a book that you future paralegals are probably going to be seeing in your legal studies. Now, Douglas's legal technology curriculum is located in 235 universities across the country, including Harvard Law. And today's interview is probably one of the most important interviews that I'll be doing on my show that will provide you an incredible resource to learning today's legal technology. If you're a paralegal struggling with technology right now, you feel like you're just not being empowered, or you know that you need to level up that game in legal technology, then the National Society for Legal Technology is an amazing platform for you to get started. The NSLT platform isn't only available within the universities, it's also available to you right now to go ahead and enroll in. And today's episode comes with a very special offer, a 50% discount to this platform. Now, I will admit that this interview is a bit long, so listen to it in the background. Maybe you don't watch it, but take some time and listen to it, and definitely take advantage of the 50% discount offer that we're going to be offering in this video today. Everything that I've described in this video will be linked in the description box below, so grab that link, get your 50% discount, and start expanding your knowledge in legal technology. So let's go ahead and dive into things today. Doug, thank you so much for joining me today on this episode. I think it's really important what we're talking about today, and it's great that we're finally getting together because we've known each other for a while. We've kind of been circling each other's universe.
We definitely exist in the same realm and frequently cross paths.
Yes. And so, I'm always talking to my audience about the importance of technology and to really go beyond the scope of what they're learning generally in Word and Excel, and to expose themselves to things that they're going to be seeing in law firms like case map, text map, sanction, those sort of words that they're like, I've never heard that before. And it's because you learn that on the job. So you have this amazing platform, the National Society for Legal Technology. And what I want to know first is, you went to law school, correct?
I did.
You did. So how did you find your way into this platform instead of being this awesome lawyer?
Well, I was a paralegal, went to paralegal school. Actually, I was a paint salesman. Then housing market crashed and I had to develop who I was. And so I always wanted to go to law. I thought I was too old for law school. So I decided to be a paralegal instead. It was faster, shorter school, and it still got me into the field I wanted to work in. Yeah. And I loved it. I really found myself as a paralegal, and I still identify myself as a paralegal, though I have a law degree, because I feel like, a paralegal, we're more skilled than lawyers are. We've got a lot, we're the
really different skill set.
We're the heartbeat of the office. We're the ones that keep things functioning. Yeah, and everybody's like, well, why don't you go work as an attorney? I tell them, oh, I don't want the pay cut.
Okay. That's interesting.
Right. And so when you can get to that. So I was loving what I did as a paralegal, but like a lot of paralegals, you're doing the attorney's work without the attorney's pay and status and all of that. And so I thought, I'm going to go to law school in the evening. So I worked full-time in a law office during the day and attended law school in the evenings.
That's a lot.
It took me 4 years to do my law degree, which is the slowest amount of time they'll let you do it in.
Yeah.
And so it really only adds 1 year difference from law school. But and so I was in law school my first semester, loving it. Went to my professor and went, okay, I don't see on the schedule where they teach us software. And having worked in a law firm, everything functions on software and technology. I'm going, okay, well, when do they teach us that? I don't see it in the schedule. He's going, yeah, we don't do that. He's like, we just leave it up to whatever firm you go work for first. They'll teach you everything you need to know.
You hope.
And I'm like, no, they don't. I work at a
I
law firm.
know.
They don't teach you jack. And so I thought, okay, that's not a good plan.
Mhm.
So I got together with some students at my school, and we started a little school club where we would study a different software program every month on our own.
Wow.
And that way, by the time we finished law school, we would know all sorts of technology and we'd be ready to go because the school I attended, about 60% of the graduates go and hang their own shingle right out of law school. And
Wow.
so they really put out a lot of kind of entrepreneur lawyers more than anything. And so I'm going, okay, well, 60% go right to their own office, then there isn't anyone to learn from for
Right.
technology. So they're on their own. So,
That's where
you
legal
know,
malpractice happens, people.
yeah, exactly. And that's why so many of them run, barely surviving
Yeah.
firms because they just don't have the technology skill set that they need.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I went, okay, well, we can do better, and we can build this school club. We'll slowly learn different types of software, business software, office software, litigation support software, so that we're very well rounded when we walk across that stage and we're ready to go out into the world and be thriving
Truly
lawyers.
hireable.
Try hireable, right?
Truly
And so
hireable.
yeah, and that was the idea. So we
Okay.
called ourselves the National Society for Legal Technology. And I kind of spearheaded it and I wrote up material. Being that I worked in an office already, I already knew, okay, these are the types of tasks we need to
Yeah.
do. These are basic software programs we need to understand.
Mhm.
So I started putting together, the club curriculum. Well, things spread, and some of our students transferred to other schools the next
Mhm.
semester and took the club with them and started another chapter of the club.
Oh.
And so at the end of year one, we had students at 6 different schools within the first year. And,
Wow.
I had thought, this is really good. We should do paralegal chapters of this. And so I went to a paralegal school and went, hey, you should start a school club for paralegals. And they looked at the material and went, this is better than the textbook we use for the law office technology class. We're
Yeah.
just going to throw that out and we'll make everybody join the club and we'll just do it as part of the class.
I love
And I
it.
went, well, wait a minute. And so without it really meaning to go there, we quickly found ourselves being the curriculum for classes. And by
Yeah.
the end of year two, we were in 25 universities as the classroom curriculum. And the clubs were long gone because they liked it better as a class than they did as a club.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
yep,
a club is optional. Whereas
yep,
if you got it as part of the curriculum in a class,
yeah,
I mean, you're
it
going to
was
be exposed to it.
mandated. And they
Yeah.
were going, okay, we're going to mandate this as part of the class. And
Good.
we've been doubling in size ever since, every year. We double. And so
Wow.
this semester, we are in 235 universities
That's
as the curriculum.
amazing.
By the time I walked across the stage to get my law degree, Harvard Law was using me as a textbook.
Oh my gosh. I love that
A
organic
school that I
growth.
would never possibly even
No.
think of being admitted to
That's like a full circle moment kind of
was
there,
yeah, it just was just crazy. And it's been a nonstop race ever since, just to keep up with all the places we want to go. We've since built an EDiscovery certificate where we focus strictly on EDiscovery,
Mhm.
building out new classes. So now we have universities that use us for multiple classes instead of just one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It,
and it just
so
keeps going.
diverse.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, that's amazing. Talk to me about what a typical membership into the National Society Technology Platform looks like, because I know that this is integrated into our curriculum in the universities and things, but
Mhm.
you have this online platform as well that people can really take it upon themselves to grow and broaden their horizons outside of that curriculum space as well. So tell me what a typical membership looks like.
Yeah, well, we were just coming to the end of year two, which was in 2016, 2017, started 2017. And we got a call from a law office, and they're like, well, we just hired this student. And she's phenomenal at technology. And we asked her where she got these skills, and she told us she got us from the National Society for Legal Technology. And they're going, so we have other paralegals we need to train. How do we get them through your program? And at the time, we were just a student focused and university curriculum, and
Yeah.
that was where we stayed. And that's when I went, whoa, wait a minute. We got this huge section of people that didn't get the skills they
Yeah.
needed in paralegal school, or technology's always changing. And so even
Constantly. Yes.
when they graduated with great skills, if they don't keep up and keep going with their training, technology passes them by.
That's right. I mean,
So
when I
yeah,
graduated, we were using DOS. Windows wasn't even,
yeah,
born yet. So
yeah,
you had to evolve in that
yeah.
technology.
Yeah, it is, and you have to keep going. I mean, you look at it, well, a new version of Word comes out every 3 years
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Microsoft changes every 3 years. We have new
Yes.
editions coming out, and so you have to retrain yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, some of the skills carry over, but some things change. You have to constantly be learning about technology.
Yes.
And so I thought, you know what, we need to have a professional version and options where people can come back, professionals can come back on their own and take our material and join the NSLT, which when you buy a professional membership for $4.99,
Mhm.
which is what our price is. Now, with your show, I will give all of your viewers 50% off.
You heard it, guys. 50% off. Broaden those horizons now.
Right, because we want to get you trained. We
Yes.
want to get that technology in your hands because
Yeah.
education, knowledge is power.
Knowledge is
You know,
power.
the more you know how to do, the more valuable you are in the office that you work in or for the next office that you go to work for. So we want to get that, in your hands.
Mhm.
So a membership gives you 12 months access,
Okay.
and we currently teach on 25 different software programs where we do hands-on training doing simulations. So you don't have to own any of the software programs that we teach about. We do it all as simulations. So you can learn how iManage works without having to install it into your system and be playing in live documents. Now, when I
Okay.
worked in the law office, we had a new hire come in and we thought, okay, we're going to teach her how our time and billing system works. And so I kind of set her up in there with a dummy account where
Mhm.
she could put entries and learn how to do time entries and simple basic things. Well, when we ran the billing for the next month, she had added time to other clients and
Oh,
other matters, and
yeah.
it took us months to
Oh,
find all of the things that in one day she had managed to go and add in things because she's playing with live
no.
documents and
Live.
she's
Yeah.
live clients, and
Well,
it was
I love
wow.
your modular type because it seems like it's the most hands-on learning experience that you could possibly get.
It is. It really is the best environment we could put you into without causing damage to anything that you're in, and not to where you're spending forever setting up the right scenario so that you can learn that one technique.
Mhm.
Getting the document right to the right place so that you're ready to use that function. We put you right there. We,
Yeah.
we set everything up for you so it is ready to just do that task. And it's completely web browser based.
Mhm.
Nothing downloads, nothing installs. You can work on any computer, Mac, a PC, a Chromebook, even functions on your phone. Although learning how Word works on a screen that's this big
It's
is not
pretty
a
small,
wonderful
yeah.
experience.
But you can
So I
go
don't
at your
recommend
own
doing
pace.
that one.
You can
It
go
is.
at
You
your
go
own
at your
pace.
own
Okay.
pace. You can always come back and review them. We put them into like 5-minute portions. So that way, I mean, we realize professionals are busy.
Yeah.
You don't have time to sit down and do an hour's worth of training. Sometimes it's like, okay, I've got 5 minutes before my lunch break ends and I finished, and you can jump on and you can do a lesson in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And it also means if you're on the job and you're going, oh, I don't remember how to do this task, you can jump on the platform, have the answer in a couple of minutes, and be right back to work.
Yeah. Right back to it.
That was what we also wanted, so it really is a just-in-time training material, as well as something you can do in advance to
Mhm.
advance your skills and
Yeah.
learn about things. So yeah, so it works really well for that. So that's with
Are there
our legal.
certifications or anything that you get at the end so you can, prove, hey,
Right.
I did this?
Yeah. Now we don't do software specific
Okay.
certifications because we
Right.
leave those up for the software companies.
Sure.
We feel like,
But
hey,
just
if yeah,
completed.
but we do a legal technology certificate
Okay.
after you have completed 12 different software programs.
Okay.
So we use that we want you to be well rounded in what it is that you understand and what your skill set is. So to make you that well rounded person where you understand office technology and time and billing and trial prep and so many different categories out there. So once you've completed 12 software programs,
Hmm.
then we issue our NSLT legal technology certificate. So then you have that to put on your resume. Comes,
Yeah.
has a digital badge. You can put that on your LinkedIn profile. A great way to talk about the technology skills that you have and to show that off
Absolutely.
for your employer or your future employer that's out there, or clients.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. I think it's an amazing thing like that to have on your resume to open up that topic of discussion during the interviewing
Mhm.
process because the best interviews are great conversations.
Absolutely. And that's
Yeah,
really the big reason behind our certificate is with all these students, we're going, okay, so we're giving them the skill set, but so many of them just don't know how to present those skill sets to their employer.
right.
And so we found, if we, by doing a certificate and giving them something to put on the resume, it starts that conversation where now they can talk about what skill set they have.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah, I have a
That's
whole folder of emails from students emailing me to say, I got the job because this started the conversation where I could talk about the skills that I had. And
yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Absolutely. That's awesome. That's amazing. Well,
Mhm.
I also want to talk about my excitement about your new book. You've got this amazing new book coming out talking about the importance of, why we're using this technology, the importance of using the technology and the ethics behind all of it. So tell me, I mean, you organically evolved in this platform that you've created, and now you've created this new textbook. Let's talk a little bit about this textbook and whether or not our future paralegals are going to be seeing that in their studies.
All right. Well, yeah. So I spent the most of 2021 here writing a textbook. The book is called Law Office Technology:
Mhm.
A Theory-Based Approach.
Yeah.
So we're excited about it because we took the law office technology books that they were using in the paralegal schools and added a lot more theory to
Yeah.
it and less how to, because now with the schools using the NSLT system and doing the hands-on training, they didn't need a textbook full of screenshots.
Right.
Yeah, and so but they still need to understand, well, why do I need a trial presentation software?
Hmm.
Why can't I just go and hold up posters? So we needed to explain all of that,
Yeah.
the benefits of why that software needs to be used.
Mhm.
Same with time and billing. Also, the ethical implications that come
Yeah.
behind not using the correct technology. As we're
Yes.
seeing, I mean, we've got 38 states now that have adopted the Model Rule 1.1
Yes.
and the ethical duty to be technologically competent.
Yes. You cannot
So
put your heads in the sand
we
anymore,
can't
guys.
ignore technology anymore. We have an ethical obligation to use the right technology for the right skill. And my students look at me going, well, I mean, come on, who's not going to use technology? I tell them, well, sometimes we get working in a law office and we become an ostrich. We have our head buried in the sand where we're so focused on just what we do, and we just keep doing it the same way every day, every week, every year. We use it the same way. When I first got to a law office, the Word edition that they gave me on my computer, my paralegal desktop, was outdated by 3 versions.
I do not doubt it.
And they're just going, hey, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right?
I hate that saying. I really, truly hate
going,
that saying.
Yeah, I'm going, no, it's broken. It is broken.
Don't wait till it's broken to fix it.
Right.
And
that's what I explained to him. I'm going, okay, well, this is great. I'm going, well, you pay me, X amount per hour. Okay, well, that's fine. You bill me out at X amount per hour. Well, if you give me the right tools, you can pay me less to do the task. You can charge the client more because my skill and efficiency has increased. And I mean,
it's really just empowering us as users to be our most productive selves.
Yep.
If attorneys aren't empowering their staff with the proper technology to do their job effectively, then you really can't gripe about the fact that it took them an hour to do something that with the right technology would have taken them half an hour or less.
Right. And that was what they realized. I mean, when I started as a paralegal, the firm was billing me out at $75 an hour. When I showed them what I could do tech-wise, and when they got me the right tools to do my job with technology, they were billing me out at $275 an hour.
That's right.
I personally had 45 cases that I was working on a regular basis. That was my caseload. And when they realized how many more cases we could take in and handle because of the way we were using technology to help us hit above our weight, I mean, it was game changer for the firm that I worked at.
Absolutely. We have to evolve in our legal technology. We can't be doing things the same way. Sometimes I reference Cook County, Chicago, one of the biggest jurisdictions in United States. And when the pandemic hit, it brought them to their knees completely. And the judges were using Gmail to communicate with attorneys. And if we learned anything from the whole Hillary Clinton thing, we don't use personal emails.
I know. That's lecture number 1 in my law office technology class. I work as an adjunct professor. And one of those things is lesson number 1, do not use Gmail for law office communication. So sorry, I kind of strayed a little bit from the textbook conversation there for a minute. So we've developed this textbook, printed by Cengage Publishing.
Okay.
It's geared towards students. It's meant to be a companion guide to the NSLT program for students taking that as part of their classroom curriculum. It kind of gives the why to all the NSLT's how instruction. It gives you that other side. So students definitely will be seeing this textbook pretty widespread across the U.S.
Now, what about people who aren't students, who perhaps are just thinking about it, or maybe they're past that point, they already went to school, they've missed out on that opportunity? Is your book going to be available for purchase, or should they just really hop on the NSLT, online platform?
Well, if you're already working in a law office, just go right to the NSLT program. You understand why you need technology because you're in the trenches. You're already in the battle. You know why we're going to war. So you just need the tools. Go hop into the NSLT program. You're good to go. Now, if you're watching this going, hey, I really want to become a paralegal, or I'm just getting into the field, then the book is a good why and understanding of what the battlefront looks like.
Okay.
So that's good. You probably will be able to buy it on your own. A campus bookstore is easily a great spot to pick it up. Amazon usually is most of that. We're pushing to have it published as an ebook to make it a lot more affordable. I'm all about keeping costs for students as low as possible.
Me too.
We want
50% discount.
exactly. That's what it's all about, is making education affordable.
Right.
And we're hardworking people. We don't have time to spend that kind of money to get the training we need. We need it
Right.
in an affordable format. So I push the publishers
My
to,
dog went ahead and made an appearance here. But yes, yes, push the
yeah,
publishers, ebook.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
totally cost
So
effective.
yeah, yeah. So we're
Okay.
hoping to do it as an ebook and push it so we can kind of get down close. I'm hoping we get down to about a $30 range with the book.
That would be awesome.
So
That would be awesome.
that's our goal there with the textbook.
It's amazing that people like you are continuing to develop these resources that help us along in our legal industry. But for anybody who is watching this right now who feels like their boss is not empowering them with the technology, or they're just really not getting exposed to the things that they need to, then hop on the NSLT platform and start expanding your knowledge. Yeah. Okay,
Absolutely.
well, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm trying to, put together this graphic of what the most hireable paralegals are. And it's great that we're going to school and we're getting these certifications, but being hireable isn't just about the certification. It's not just about the schooling. We really have to go beyond that into legal technology, like the NSLT platform, and start building our own doors and opening our own doors and having these amazing conversations in our interviews.
I'm a firm believer that technology skills is the number one thing that will get you hired for the next job.
I agree.
And I'm constantly telling my students that my law office technology class is the most important class they will take in their paralegal career. Because when they go to a law firm, there's nothing they can walk in and tell that attorney about torts. That attorney knows it 10 times deeper than they ever covered it in paralegal school.
Yes.
They can't walk in and teach them anything about crim or contracts or any of those other con law classes and
Yes.
family law. You will not, as a paralegal, you're not going to walk in and be a subject matter expert.
Right.
Just not going to happen. But 99% of those attorneys never took a law office technology class.
Mm-mm.
And that is the point where you can walk in and be the expert. You can be the go to person. You can be the person that they rely on to advance their law office, to go, and I saw that with my own career. I
Yeah.
was not a computer person when I finished my paralegal certificate. They taught us 4 software programs, none of which were used in the law firm I went to. None of
Mm-hmm.
them really even applied in the law firm I went to.
None of
Yeah,
them, absolutely none of them applied to me. I mean, I was
right.
Lotus 1, 2, 3. Again, I don't
Yep.
know. Anybody
Yeah.
watching this probably doesn't even know what Lotus 1, 2, 3 is. But yeah, you're
Yeah.
absolutely right. We have
Yeah.
to evolve and expose ourselves and
Hmm.
get that
Hmm.
technology on our resume. And even I tell people that even if you don't know that exact technology that people are using in that law
Yes.
firm, as long as you have this general knowledge of technology that they can see on your resume, then they
Mhm.
understand and know that you can grasp the concept of what it is that they're doing.
One of the most important things is learning how to learn about software,
So
learning the
important.
right jargon so that you can find the answers that you need. That helps. And a lot of software is built very similar to each
It
other. Like,
is.
if you use Word, you can open up Notepad and you can at least fumble your way through.
Yeah.
And kind of the same idea. And that's an approach we take with how we pick the software programs that we're teaching about at the NSLT, is that transferability of skills. And so, our time and billing software we teach is Clio,
Mhm.
because a lot of the skill sets function the same way on a lot of the other time and billing software. So
They
if you
do.
can understand the steps of how Clio does it, you're
Mhm.
going to be able to switch over to my case or amicus attorney or abacus law, and you're going to be able to fumble your way through at least enough to figure out how it all functions and
Yeah.
transfer a lot of those skills over to the other software program. So
Absolutely. And that kind of also goes
mhm,
into the why, why all these programs are using the same thing. They're just using them in different ways, but this is why
exactly.
they're using them.
Yep.
This is why we need these certain things in those programs. So I agree with you. And I tell that to a lot of people. If you've, filed using this platform, then don't worry about it. I know that you've got it in this one.
Yep.
So
Yep.
absolutely.
Software companies are a lot like Legos. They all have
Yeah.
different building pieces and sizes and colors, and they just put them together to build a different item. But it's all the same building blocks
It's just an
that are in there.
evolution.
You just have to, once you understand how each piece functions and how it relates to other pieces and can work with other pieces, then you can understand how something is built and how
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, let's just name a few of your lessons that you have in there. And you talked about iManage being one of them.
Mhm.
iManage is a document repository platform for a lot of law
Right.
firms. It does some other things as well. Let's see, I think
We
we
do
talked
Net
about.
Documents and
Okay.
ND Office. Yeah. So, document management software,
Hmm.
World Docs. We
Okay.
have that in there. We do Basic Office, Word, Excel,
Hmm.
Outlook, PowerPoint. We've added in Teams, Zoom. We will be having lessons coming hopefully first part of next year on SharePoint
Okay.
and OneDrive.
Hmm.
We
Do we have, you have text map, case
text
map,
map, case map,
sanction?
time map, which have all started rolling in. So case map is now called case map cloud.
Okay.
And they've taken case map, time map, text map, sanction, and rolled them all into one product.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Right.
so we don't have
Evolution.
our training called on the new because it really is still those four products. And if you understand how they individually work, you'll understand how they work together in one platform. They
Mhm.
just kind of went, well, wait, why are we trying to, so they're kind of going the whole Office 365 way where you
Yeah.
buy one thing and you get
You get it
everything that
all.
comes with it because they play so nicely together.
Yeah.
And that's what you really want in a law office is you want software that plays nicely together with other things and builds a nice workflow.
That's right.
That's an important thing to think about in your law office. What part of the workflow do you hit a bump in? What part do
Mhm.
you have to take that document and pull it out and put it into a different system? Well, maybe that's not the right process,
Right.
and so thinking about those is important when you're looking at what technology to use.
Hmm.
We do trial presentation software, Trial Director.
Trial Director is amazing.
It
I love
is.
Trial Director. What about e-discovery? Lots of people have questions about e-discovery
Sure.
these days. So are you,
Exactly.
do you have any like e-discovery platforms specifically that you teach
Well,
on?
yeah, so in our Law Office Technology Certificate, we teach Concordance, Cloud9
Yeah,
Concordance Desktop, because Concordance is kind of the grandfather of all e-discovery.
it is.
Now they created so much of the technology that other platforms are built upon that again, if you can understand how that works, then you can understand a lot of the other platforms that came later. So we teach that one as part of our legal technology certificate. But
Okay.
e-discovery is such a booming field
It
and
is.
such a lucrative field,
It is.
that we went, we really need deeper training into that. So
Yeah.
we paired with the Association of Certified E-Discovery Specialists, ACEDS,
Okay.
and we came together and built an e-discovery technology certificate, which
Oh,
is put out
wow.
by both organizations. Name is on the certificate, and it teaches you 9 different software programs used in the e-discovery process, trying to cover everything from collection through trial presentation across the whole scope. So I connect Venio One, Disco, um, of course, case map, time map, text map, very important in the e-discovery world. Sanction for presentation.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Well, yeah,
definitely.
e-discovery is like kind of this new booming field in the legal
Mhm.
industry, and I think it's another part of this legal industry that paralegals can go into specifically And I had no idea that you offered a
Yeah,
certification in terms of e-discovery. And I have to say, anybody who's watching this right now who has a certification on their resume and an e-discovery platform, any of them, all of them, you are so hireable. And right now, in this
yeah,
very moment, you are
yeah.
right now so hireable.
Right. And but what we're trying to bring awareness to is in the very, very, very near future, e-discovery will be in every single case
Yeah,
because we
absolutely.
put out so much data
Mhm.
now that the discovery that comes over in a case is just tens,
Mind-numbingly just,
mind-numbingly
oh,
huge. And we had that, when I was in the law firm, we handled the case of a limo driver working overtime. You think, okay, it's a simple case. Shouldn't be that much paperwork. I mean, it's a limo driver. He doesn't even do paperwork. And they turned over 30,000 pages of documents
mhm,
because everything we do, I mean, his cell phone was leaving a digital trail of everywhere he went, and
that's right.
text messages and phone calls, and we had GPS from the car device. And I mean, it just endless volumes of data that
Yeah.
we can't sit down and go through by hand anymore.
It's not efficient. It's
Just
completely
isn't.
inefficient to do
Mm,
to do it that way. I mean,
yeah.
I've got a case that has well over 100,000 pages in it. I did have to go through it by hand. But then on the other hand, we have these huge forensic evaluations. There is no possible way that you can go through all of that data sitting down and just doing it.
Right.
And if you're billing
Right.
by the hour, I don't know what client would pay for it.
Well, that's where we're running into ethics issues.
Yeah.
As these attorneys are going, hey, this is great. I'll put my
Billable
paralegal
hours.
on this. You get
Just
the
fill my
little.
quota for the month.
Exactly. And they're like going, hey, we could bill this for the next 3 months out to the client. And that's it. Now they're coming back going, wait, you didn't use any technology to assist you with the review process. You didn't. And so you build, and I tell my students, it's like if you hired me to build you a swimming pool, do you want me showing up to dig it with my sand pail and my shovel, or do you want me to show up with a backhoe?
That's true.
If you're paying me by the hour, you want the backhoe.
That's
Because if
true.
you're paying me by the hour and I show up with my little sand pail and shovel, yes, I'm getting the job done. Yes, I'm working really hard, but
Yeah.
is it really ethical of me to be doing?
Right.
And
No, that case
that's,
that I was working in, I think it was a 4 weeks of work, working for 16 hours a day on a contingency fee basis case.
yeah,
Didn't make me any money.
yeah, yeah. That's the thing. And, yeah, it's that's where we're running into problems ethically.
Yeah,
Isn't with people who are using the programs the wrong way. It's people who aren't
aren't using
using
them.
technology when they really should be. Yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. We have to evolve as a legal industry and not wait until it's broken. We
Mhm,
have to start seeking out better solutions to
mhm.
how we are working in this digital space
Absolutely.
with each other and the exchange of all of that data. It's all digital. We have to, evolve in that digital space as well.
Especially in a COVID world where we
Absolutely.
were working from distant locations. We're not all in the office. Now the last survey I saw showed that 48% of law firms don't plan on going back full
No.
time into a law office.
Mm-mm.
So we're looking at hybrid work situations, or we're looking at remote working
Yeah.
situations.
Well, and I think that even if a lot of them are returning back to the office, there's still this evolution that happened though, because they now know that they can take depositions by Zoom or some other cloud platform. And it means they don't have to drive to and from the
Right.
location,
Yeah.
and they're saving so much time by doing it. And I think that, so most of the attorneys that I've talked to that have gone back to the office, they remained in Zoom and in Teams and
Mhm.
those platforms for depositions.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
it's, I think for a lot of people it did take the pandemic, and it did take the
Sure.
forcing into the digital age, for people to realize, hey, there are better solutions. But we're creatures of habit. I
Yep.
understand that it
Yeah.
takes a while for us to change.
We take the easy road. We're busy people.
We're busy
Who's got
people.
time to sit and go, oh, I think I'll do training today instead of working on my cases. No, I mean those cases were buried. We're buried constantly
Yeah.
But it's one of those, if I take a couple of minutes to sharpen my axe, I'm going to be much faster when I get back to my, back working.
Yeah.
So we have to see training as that same thing. I have to take a couple of minutes every day to sharpen my axe and get my tools ready. It's going to
That's
make me
right.
more efficient. I'm going to be able to handle everything else better. So,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely. Well, this was amazing today. Thank you so much
Always
for your
fun
time.
to chat with you.
Yeah, and
Appreciate letting me come and visit with you today.
of course. And I mean, I'm constantly trying to provide my audience with resources and things to empower them. I try not to say educate them because, a lot of you who are watching this, you're already educated. You just need to be empowered to get to that next step, whether it be that job that you want or, the step up in your career and moving up in, the chain of things. So I think that the NSLT platform is an amazing platform to start that involvement in your legal technology, and don't wait until you're done with school. Start to incorporate some of this learning perhaps while you're in school if they're not already offering this sort of platform.
Absolutely.
It's up to us.
It is. And that's what forced me to build the NSLT. It's up
Yeah,
to us. My school didn't care that they were putting us out with mediocre technology skills.
right.
It wasn't a priority for them, but I knew it was for me. And
Yeah.
so I had to act. I had to move and do
Thank
it
you.
on my own. Yeah.
Thank you for moving. Thank you for creating this for us. I really appreciate you.
Oh, thanks. It definitely is a labor of love. Keeps me busy, but I love what I do, and I see it helping so many people, and that's what helps me put in the long days
Mhm.
doing what I do. Is the thousands of emails I get from paralegals all over the U.S. that are saying, "Oh, thank you. This helped me get the next spot. This did this for me," and that's what keeps me working back at my desk and back working on the next project to keep
That's
me
right.
going.
I think that sometimes there is this stigma about law and people, thinking sort of badly about it. But there's this passion and this drive along with it. And I think that what keeps us driving, forward and creating resources in our industry is the passion for the people in the industry. And there's this huge ability for paralegals going forward to help close this justice gap, to provide more cost-effective solutions, to smaller things where paralegals, can be needed. And we're not going to have the ability to do that if we don't take it upon ourselves and really learn the ins and outs of the technology, why it is used, the ethics behind it, and learn how to effectively use it to be our most productive selves wherever that is.
Absolutely.
So
Very
awesome.
well said.
Thank you so much again.
Doug and I can talk forever and ever. So why don't you leave me a comment below and let me know what you thought of today's video. And tell me how you plan to level up your game in technology, whether that is through the NSLT platform or private coaching. One way or another, you're gonna have to get out there and you're gonna have to broaden those horizons and expand your knowledge. The NSLT platform is one of the greatest ways that you can do that, and it really opens up that topic of discussion during the interviewing process. I can also guarantee you that if you have an EDiscovery certification on your resume, you're probably one of the most hireable paralegals right now. This video is not sponsored in any way, and I am not affiliated with Douglas Lusk or his book or his NSLT platform. I simply want to empower you as legal professionals, and this is the way that I can do that for you. If you liked today's video, please give it a thumbs up because it truly does help to promote my channel and make sure that other paralegals just like you are able to see this channel, see this episode, and benefit from the knowledge. Of course, I want you to subscribe if you haven't already and smash that bell notification so you receive a notification of each time I post a video on here. Of course, good luck to you in all that you do because this crazy legal industry needs an amazing paralegal just like you. Have an amazing rest of your day, a wonderful week ahead of you, and I will see you guys back here on the next one. Mwah! Bye, guys.